How's it going, my fellow super degenerates? TommyStack'em.nyc coming at you live on Tuesday night. YouTube Talks with my fellow super degenerates. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see, good evening, my fellow. Oh, not yellow. Silver. Say hi. Let me know you're here. Hit that like button. You know the rules. All right, guys. Good to see you. Jumbo Randall playing with a D. Dianellis. What's going on? You know, tonight I thought about doing a chat on the metals world, right? What's up, Twiff, Panhandle, Brett? Good to see you. Double Dog Dave, Nate in the house. It's really interesting. It's really interesting to understand and to think about something. When we're on Instagram and we're, following our favorite sellers, our favorite buyers, our favorite content producers, it's easy to feel, hey, Mark, good to see you, brother. It's easy to feel like this is the metals world. But the truth is, it's just a very tiny sliver. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Lady D. Panhandle, you will refer to her as Lady D, please. What's up? Porter in the house. What's up, brother? Silver Prepping Grandma. Hey, how are you, Regina? Good to see you. Bodine. So, we've built a community, and I'm going to take this from the big world to the small world, and I'm going to kind of like go back and forth because you know me, I just kind of do this from the hip. A lot of you guys follow me on Instagram, and we interact. Many of us chat frequently. I try to like everybody's posts. I know many of you like my posts, comment on my posts, and so that is the smallest world of Instagram. People say, "Oh my God, Tommy, you have so many followers. How can somebody on Instagram not know who you are and claim that they're in the metals community or this or that?" It's very easy. So what you will find is on Instagram, the algorithm is set up, okay, so that you will see posts more and more from the people you interact with. So let's say on a Tuesday when I do post sales, if you stumble across one of my post sales and you happen to like it, Instagram will show you my other post sales. If you scroll past it, it probably will not. It'll probably not show you my other post sales, even though you follow me, even though we communicate, even though all these things. Hey, Silverport, how are you? Good to see you. My brother, Dave in the house, Bobby in the house. Good to see you guys. So on Instagram, the algorithm is set up so that you will see more from people you interact with more. Okay. That's also true on Facebook, right? Now, the reason I mentioned Facebook is because not only are there thousands of people who you may never see their posts on Instagram, we're a small part of the metals world. There is a massive metals world out there. They say that, I've heard numbers in the 2% range. 2% of Americans collect coins or stack. That's over 6 million people. 6 million. Now think about it. Somebody's buying, 40 million American Silver Eagles. Somebody's buying them. They're making them. They're being bought. And I know I'm not selling them. I'm not selling 30 million Silver Eagles or whatever the mint produces annually. But collectively, as a bigger universe with many of these worlds, that is really what's happening. Exactly, Dave. Exactly. So you'll find that if you interact with the people more, you'll see more of their posts, and that's how little universes are formed. Many sellers, don't have time to see what other sellers are doing, but it intrigues me. I mean, I'll be honest, and I know any seller that tells you that it's not true is probably lying. But sometimes you go look at another seller's post, like, wow, look at they're selling for this or they're doing that. And you kind of scroll through the comments to see how fast something goes or what price point people are looking at. And it amazes me. Sometimes I go to other sellers' posts just to look, being nosy, and I'll see all these people. I have no idea who they are. They've got their own world, if you will, their own universe within Instagram that is different from mine, from ours. Many of them may not use the Silver Degenerates hashtag or whatever, but it's incredible on Instagram. And if you expand out to other forms of social media, you'll see there are other communities. And these communities are different. So the sellers that, so the buyers that I cultivate into my universe, we're more focused on things like community building. We do a lot more meetups in the Silver Degenerates world. We do all these things that you don't see in other sellers' universe. And that's not any kind of a dig. I know sometimes people misconstrue things. I don't mean that in any other kind of way than it sounds. It's just different. There are people out there who don't care about meetups. There are people out there who don't care about fundraising. There are people out there that don't care. I mean, I'm not that, like I said, it's not a dig. It's just the reality. They're there to get, like, let's say, the cheapest silver they can get, and they want to put it in their closet. And you know what? More power to you. Even people that do that help our cause. The more stackers, the better. The more weight all stackers stack, the better for all of us. Hey, Patricia, how are you? Good to see you. Charles, my friend. Jellybean, what's up, Jill? Good to see you. And if you go to other forms of social media, one of the things that you're going to find, one of the first and biggest differences is going to be demographics. Okay. The metals world is very diverse, racially, religiously, international. It's one of the things I truly love about metals is that the way it really brings so many different people together around shared common values and a certain belief that we want to secure our future for ourselves and for our families. And that's very powerful in the metals world. But the difference is for example, let's compare Instagram to Facebook. Facebook is more people my age. I'm not going to say what that is. I'm 46, all right? You asked, I'll tell you. I'm 46. And that's sort of the age group on Instagram. 40s, sometimes 50s, right? Late 30s. If you, on Facebook, right? If you're on Instagram, it skews a little bit lower. The age group is probably more leaning towards the 30s. My customer base is probably predominantly, this is just generalizations, guys. When we talk statistics, when we talk numbers, when we talk data, we oftentimes make these generalizations. But generally, my customer base, my interaction base tends to be younger on Instagram than it is on Facebook, and TikTok is the youngest of them, for example. And there's even one sort of that's older than Facebook, demographically speaking. And that's if you find certain forums that are out there. There you have people in their 50s and 60s even that are using these old school forums, but it's incredible. It's incredible because they're all different. People in their 50s and 60s will stack differently than people on Instagram. So if you go to these forums, and even if you go to Facebook, you'll see people stacking a little differently, right? So people in their 40s and 50s or 60s may not care as much about the latest Marvel superhero release. When we're younger, we love it. We want to spend a little bit of extra money, a little higher premium on a piece that we enjoy. We're thinking more long-term, and we can afford to make, if you want to call it a mistake, right, or whatever. Some people will call it a mistake. Oh, I can't believe you paid $50 for an ounce of silver. You can get an ounce of silver for $30. Absolutely, of course. But you know what? We can do that when we're younger. When you're older, you may not want to do that, right? When you're in your 60s and you're looking closer to retirement, let's say, you may not want to spend that extra $20 on a premium. You may want a little stronger store of value. And we've talked about balancing your stack many times. Love you guys. 25 people in here, 20 likes. I'm going to find you. If you don't like this, YouTube video. But so, and you'll see these things. Younger people, I mean, you have groups like the Chive where they sell the different silver pieces, and they go for hundreds of dollars an ounce. And it's really fascinating. One of the places also I wanted to talk about, let me digress. A lot of times on Instagram, I talk about, today I was asked why there were 2 dates on a bicentennial quarter. They inform me how little the younger people know about money. Yeah, that's wow, that's interesting. You know, even on Instagram is beautiful. And I think it's going to be the hot space for metals in the next few years, for sure. And one of the big reasons is because it's so visually beautiful. As you scroll, you've got beautiful pictures, you've got videos, so on and so forth, and it's great. And when I talk, and I know, sorry guys, excuse me. You guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. Dave, I love that. That's exactly right. Smash the like. Silver Scorpion is telling you, do it or he'll sting you. I don't know. Just Dave. How many times? Give me a thumbs up if you've heard me say on Instagram, support your content creators. Support the guys that are doing education. Support the guys, and I'm not just saying me. Support anybody that's doing education, that's doing something that's entertaining, that's bringing something more than buy, sell, trade, right? And the reason that's important is because without the content, social media, it just doesn't make any sense, right? Well, I can just go click buy it now. If I'm not going to be social, I'm not going to be doing things that social media allows me to do, like connect with people, right? So YouTube, where we are now, is far more of a platform that's designed for content creators, okay? And some of them come up in here. Silver Bean Counter, Empire Precious Metals. These guys are amazing. They're producing great content. And if you see some of their auctions, you'd be shocked to see what kind of prices they get. Some people say, oh, Tommy, sometimes you get high prices. And I'm grateful for that. Sometimes I make a few dollars more than a coin might cost elsewhere. Well, you do save on, I cover taxes. I cover, a lower shipping margin. But yes, sometimes people pay a couple dollars more in my auctions. And I'm grateful for that. And they do it because, in my mind, they're supporting my channel as a content producing channels because the auctions are engaging, the auctions are fun. I try to produce other entertaining content. I try to be involved in meetups and hosting them and encouraging them. And it's really a beautiful thing to support content creators. But if you ever check out, I know there's some people in here who may have seen Empire Precious Metals or some of the other great guys on YouTube. And they have people that will spend, believe it or not, $1,000 an ounce of silver, not because the silver's worth $1,000, but because they're supporting that content creator. And that's the best way they can do it on this type of platform. It's harder to move volume like I do on Instagram, for example. Charlie Mack in the house, there's a content creator. Perfect example right as we speak. Some of these guys are really entertaining. They really are. I mean, I love watching Stormy, Empire Precious Metals, Silver Bean Counter. They have amazing, incredible content. They really do. And I'd encourage you to watch them and check out their stuff for sure. So you're starting to get a picture of, the demographic differences between these different platforms and how these universes operate with these different worlds. The things that happen on YouTube will not happen on Instagram. And the things that happen on Instagram will never happen on Facebook. You don't see the content on Facebook. You see a much more business-like buy, sell, trade, buy, sell, trade. And even on Facebook, the way they break down the different, worlds or universes, a lot of times are by groups. They have Facebook groups, right? And some of them are rather large. I think Silver Miners has 18,000 people in it. If anybody can Check me on that. I think it's something like that. I made a YouTube videos on my personal account, and then my business account is all work stuff, training and emergency preparedness stuff. See on, yep, check out Charlie Mack. He does good stuff. Constitutional Stacker in the house. Hope you're doing well. Silver Poor. Facebook doesn't have the love and friendships. That's absolutely true. And like I said, this is not a judgment. I'm just trying to do contrast and comparison. You'll see it in different ways, shapes, and forms everywhere. And it's not to say, I know I've made relationships on Facebook. I've sold on Facebook. I've collaborated with an incredible artist. Some of you may know him, MK Bars and Bullion, one of the greats. We've done amazing collaborations on Facebook and through Silver Miners. And it's really been incredible. We raised money for charity and helped support the group. We got hundreds of pieces out on a series. It's really incredible. So I've definitely made some relationships, but it's very, very different. It tends to be much more business-like. Here's your invoice. How do I pay? Here you go. Thanks. Have a great day. That's it. On Instagram, we're able to do more video content, more live content that you don't see as often on Facebook. Some of the guys definitely do live auctions, live games, things like that. But it's not quite the same, right? So there's more community building and networking, in my opinion, on Instagram. And to me, that's a really beautiful thing. It does make sense. I agree with you, Robert. And it's interesting because I'm going to go broader into the metals world. And I think I may have mentioned this, but I have a lot of wholesalers that I deal with, and we have incredible conversations. And I'm always fascinated by a business model that's bigger than mine or a little bit different. I like to learn from them, and they like to learn from me, believe it or not. There are companies out there that are doing hundreds of millions of dollars a year that are picking my brain. And I'm not saying that to flatter myself. I'm saying that because it's just different, right? They're not like, oh my God, Tommy, you're God. They're just like, Tommy, what you're doing is different, and that's intriguing, and they love hearing about it. And I talked to, say, for example, one of my dealers, and he asked me one day, and he said, Tommy, what's your average age of your customer? And I said, it's probably, the average would probably be in the mid-30s or so. And YouTube and Facebook are communist. Hey, Andy in the house. Good to see you, brother. And he said, really? He said, that's incredible. I said, well, what's the average age of your customer? He says, well, Tommy, we've been in business about 30 years. He says, the average age of our customer is almost 70. So it's a really different approach that they take to marketing to their clientele than I would take marketing to you guys. He would never try to sell them the Flash, right? That Flash piece that just came out, I put it up and we sold 25. I sold my whole 25 in 2 hours. Gone, right? He couldn't do that. And they're doing hundreds of millions a year. His clientele just isn't interested. So this is where I wanted to go, to give you perspective that there is a massive world of metals out there, far beyond what we do. And it's different. It has different moving parts and different people behaving in different ways. And it's really fascinating. Oddly enough, my original foray into the metals world, in terms of the internet, obviously from originally buying from eBay and other major online retailers, okay, my foray started out with a forum filled with many older people. And I made friends with some people who were closer to my age and who were active on Instagram, redwheel_numismatics. That's how we became friends. And he encouraged me to get on Instagram. And now you're all suffering. So, but truth, and before that, I wasn't really on social media. I mean, I have my personal accounts. I think I even have an old Instagram account somewhere. But when we did a deal, Red Wheel and I did a deal. Do I have a cold? I think I'm just a little bit worn down. Thank you for asking, Joe. Rob and I were doing a deal, Red Wheel Numismatics, and I asked him, out of curiosity, Rob, how are you trying to sell these Morgans? And he sent me a screenshot of an Instagram post. And my response was, what is that? This is in March of 2018, mind you. And he, with his Southern accent, said, it's Instagram, you big dummy. And I was like, oh. He's like, you should be there. So for anybody that asks, all the torture you go through having to deal with my account, it's Red Wheel's fault. Blame him. And you can tell him I said that. But, it's really fascinating because going to Instagram changed my life because I started to go from that buy, sell, trade. Originally, let's just start with this. Let's say clicking buy it now, buy it now, buy it now, buy it now, buy it now. Oh, I like that, buy it now. And I had nobody to share it with. And then I found the forum and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. There was some engagement. I like to, I'm a social person for any of you that met me, that might come as a surprise to you. But I'm a social person. And when I got on the forum before Instagram, I was like, this is really cool. I was like, there's something powerful here. I already started to feel it, like the energy that I was drawing from this positive social interaction. And when I got on Instagram, I knew quickly that it was going to be a game changer for me. And to this day, hey, Will, man, I was just thinking about you the other day. Don't go anywhere, man. Let me see if I can pop this out really fast. I'm doing some work on my treasure box. And man, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. Shoot. Man. All right, give me 5 more seconds, guys. If I don't find it in 5 seconds, we'll move on. Yeah, I'm not gonna find it. All right. But I came across the Deadpool, man, that you made for me, and I held it up and I was just like, I love this community. It has changed my life for so much the better. But I was looking at that Deadpool, man, and my heart was fluttering, brother. It's been incredible. That's okay. Save it for me, Tommy. But Instagram has evolved into a life changer. And Instagram's even changed in the few short years that I've been on it. It was a little bit different. If any of you remember, not better or worse. It was just a little different. There was less. There was definitely community. There were definitely relationships, but there was less community building. For sure. But the moral of this YouTube Live is for me to help you understand and put in perspective what we're doing and how it plays in to the larger world. Man, I love you, Will. We got to get together soon, brother. But how it plays into the larger world. We all have a role here on social media. And I think that our role in our little world, the Silver Degenerates world, is to spread positivity and joy and love beyond medals. Many people see medals as like a utilitarian thing, as a vehicle for the I word or a store of wealth and savings, which is phenomenal. But not many places really treat it like community in the same way that we do. They don't quite have the engagement. They don't quite have like that desire for the meetups and the creation of an extended family. I encourage you to spread that for sure. And if you go to Facebook, it can be spread there as well, for sure. Do any of you guys have any questions? I'd be curious. Dave, I saw you early on mention something about being done with Facebook. I'd like to hear if any of you have any thoughts, comments, experiences on other platforms. What's your experience been like on YouTube? What's your experience been besides me? doing these little chats. What's your experience been on YouTube with auctions or the content creators? What's your experience been like on Facebook or Reddit or Discord or any of these places? What's your experience been on Instagram? How's it changed stacking for you? I want to hear some of your thoughts, guys. So give it to me, baby. Dean Ellis and Silverpour concur with each other. They've never gotten on Facebook. Okay, interesting. There is a Silver Degenerates Facebook group. Hashtag Silver Degenerates. Not active on YouTube as far as creating videos. I've got a few from early on. Well, Dave, you were pretty active in a couple of the content creators channels on YouTube for a while, weren't you? Were you pretty active with Empire? Too many phonies on Facebook in general. Yeah, you're gonna see that sometimes. Let's take a note. Ed, there's going to be phonies everywhere you go. There's going to be people who are sincere everywhere you go, for sure. The travel softball is kicking your butt. Very rare that you go on Facebook. Never pay attention now that I found IG. Devil O'Day says, kinda. I watch Silver Guys on YouTube for more knowledge on things, as well as some vloggers like Roman Atwood. Yeah, because YouTube is great for the long form ability, the ability to produce longer form content. So whereas this discussion can go for a half hour and you can pull out many nuggets from myself and from each other, and I can learn from you guys too. It's a little bit trickier to do that on Instagram sometimes. Joe says, stacking on only sites are boring. Stacking on IG is way more fun. Time equals fun. Party people, let's have some fun. Make some noise. All right. Chris Laverso, Silver Trident Metals. I got burned out with Facebook. Love IG. Can express yourself with pictures. A better media for me. 100%. It's a far more visually appealing format. There's no doubt about that. Instagram works for what we do. It really, really does. Porter Roberts. I was more into Facebook jewelry before than I met Edgar, great guy, and found the IG community. I'm on both, kind of the same. Yes. Okay. And so, Porter, do you feel the difference between Instagram and Facebook? Can you maybe speak to that just for a second or a couple sentences, whatever? You don't have to. Charlie Max says, I enjoy making the review videos because I look up and learn about the pieces and knowledge. Yeah, that's true. For sure. Patricia says, just learning about stacking since March of this year from you and others on IG. It's a good place to learn, for sure. Love to listen to the videos as I work. Yes. And that's another thing about YouTube that's nice. You can just listen. All YouTube auctions seem to go way too high in price. Were you here when I explained that? I think you were. You were. You know, those are just really people supporting those content creators. They're not your traditional stackers or collectors even. They're there to spend money to support that creator more as often as not when those prices are ringing in. That's what's happening. Hey, Austin in the house. One social media platform is enough. I have a YouTube account for other. Yep, I agree, and that's something I've ran into with the growth of my business model. I oftentimes say, I have great sales on Instagram. Boy, if I could only go to Facebook and Reddit and YouTube and do X, Y, and then I realize I can't, not right now. I'd have to really the engagement that's required from a successful business model on social media. It just can't be duplicated. It can't be mass produced the way you can with, say, e-commerce. And that's why there's a difference between social commerce and e-commerce. And what I do is social commerce. Stacking NYC. So Degenerate Stop merch, baby. Michael Harbor says Facebook for a few friends and family who live far away. Only do stacking on IG. Okay, that's good to know. Albanian Eagle says I don't like the member fees on YouTube auctions. Is that a new thing, Andy? I think I've heard something about that. Like there's private groups where you pay and like you get first shot at something or whatever. It's more of a, like I said, it's more of a form of supporting those content creators, you know? Reddit PMs for sale got me stacking and heard about the IG metals community there. See, so Reddit is a more old school forum, not as visually appealing as Instagram. It's great. It has its place. You'd be surprised. I think Silverbugs has, I don't know, 30,000 members. It's massive. Silverbugs is a massive channel. Wills says, Silverport says he doesn't pay fees. Will says IG is a lot better than Facebook. I've heard a lot of scams on there. IG is more of a one-on-one interaction, and the communication is better than on Facebook. I agree with all of that. I will say that anywhere you go in this community, we are hardworking, we are honest, we are trustworthy, and anywhere you go with that type of metals community, you will find people that will take advantage of that. Scammers are everywhere. It's been pretty quiet on Instagram lately, thank God. But always do your own due diligence. No matter how beautiful this community is, there's always going to be somebody to try to take advantage of that exactly. Charlie says, I don't care for Reddit and forums, more text, less pics. I agree with you. I prefer the pictures. I like the visually appealing nature of Instagram. Shreky Lou, my brother Chris Ryder says, I started stacking March 2020 on Facebook. A friend kept telling me about IG. I came over and now look on Facebook a few times a week. Not as close in a group, but still some really solid people on Facebook. Absolutely, 100%. I definitely have some good friends on Facebook that, you know, and if people said, Tommy, would you do business? 100%. I'd vouch them to the end of the days. Silverbugs it's pretty big, for sure. I was on YouTube before Instagram till they required the monthly fee. Yep. Yeah, I don't like fees either. It gets really crazy. So, you know, guys, this is something when I've spoken about sellers feeling competitive with each other on Instagram. This is kind of a video that I would want them to think about. We are a drop in the bucket. There's no need for you to be jealous or feel competitive with your fellow sellers. It's just not necessary. There's people selling millions and millions and millions of dollars every single day on Facebook, even on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram. You don't have to look at your neighbor and be like, why is he doing this? You know, it's normal, it's natural, but it's something that we can look past. When we understand that a big account on Instagram, like say even mine, you know, I have 12,600 followers. What is that in a precious metals world with over 6 million people? What's that? That's nothing. It's nothing. So many of these major retailers have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of customers a month. A month. What's 12,000 followers? It's nothing, guys. Gambit says you need to pay $1, $2, or $3 a month to be a member and bid on most YouTube channels. Really? That's crazy. That's crazy. No, I didn't know that. Don't worry, guys. I'm not going to charge you to come into my auctions. Just once in a while, spend an extra buck. I appreciate it. Frank Trujillo in the house. Lots of love, brother. Hey, better late than never. This is a good one. We're talking about the differences in the metals world. You know, from the big picture of there being over 6 million estimated stackers in the United States to what's a big account on Instagram have? You know, 10,000. Reddit, massive forums. Facebook, silver miners, 18,000. This is a really big world, and sometimes they behave differently in terms of the way they function. YouTube auctions are members only. Wow, did not know that. Most YouTube auctions. What kind of questions do you guys have? I visit you, Ryan. I love you. I would visit any of you guys. There's not a person in this room I wouldn't come visit if the opportunity arose. Let's just forget Discord as well. Those are private forums. Discord has a lot of stuff going on. I was working with a couple guys from Discord. We were talking about doing some stuff, but it got a little bit tricky. But I was looking to expand on Discord a little bit because you can enter HTML coding that can help automate the process of sales. Charlie Mack says IG seems more community focused and easy to look up and content like a hashtag. Yeah, that's definitely true. I've talked about cataloging things by hashtag, and I never do it. I did not order Hades. I stayed away from Hades. And I'm gonna give you maybe it's a piece of business advice, maybe it's a little bit of personal insight into how I think. But the reason I didn't do Hades is because everybody's doing Hades. Everybody's doing Hades. Many people went and bought personally. Many people went and bought because they're capitalizing it. God bless them. That's what you're supposed to do. If you're trying to make a couple extra bucks, if you're trying to monetize your hobby, if you're trying to do this as a business, you're supposed to try to make money. That's what you're supposed to do. But I saw this massive rush. Now that's something I will not sleep on, Frank. Hades, I love the piece, and I would encourage any of you who are collecting that series to get it as soon as you can. But yeah, I just decided to stay away from it. Wonder Woman for sure. I got 2 tubes coming. Exactly. Charlie Mack's got 2 tubes coming. Hit him up. He's gonna have them in his games, I'm sure. Exactly, Shreky Lou. Yep. So that's what my gut told me. Because I sat down, I was like, well, before I got the notification before the price skyrocketed. I knew I could have picked up 20 or 40 or whatever and even sat on them. But I just decided not to. And plus, ordering from Hong Kong, it's a little scary sometimes. And I've ordered from LPM. It's a reputable company, don't get me wrong. But, it's expensive to ship. It gets a little extra. There's Erin. What's going on, girl? How are you? Good to see you. Goonie Stackers, get them graded. I need perfects. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Here's a little tip in the grading world. When you submit your coins for grading, it's like $35 ship. Exactly. When you submit your coins to the grading companies, you have the ability to request only 70s or only 69s, meaning that if it doesn't hit a 70, they will charge you a fee for the grading, but not the slabbing. Now, don't ask me to quote you prices, but the slabbing is the more expensive side, believe it or not. So in other words, if you send them a tube or a roll of Hades and say, I only want MS70, they'll charge you for the 5 MS70s that you're going to get out of the tube, and the other 15 they're going to charge you less and send them back to you in the capsules. That is something that can be done. Yes, shipping from HK was $40 to ship, and bank charged fee for foreign transaction. Exactly. So, hola. But do you guys have any other questions? It doesn't have to be about the Metals Worlds or this or that. You can be about anything you guys want. It's a Tuesday night. It's a relaxing night. I love you guys to death. And talk to me. What you got for me, baby? We are here now, Tuesday night. And I'm happy to answer any question you have, except if I wash my feet today as I run around barefoot all day in the vault. Dean Ellis, Lady D. So talk to me, guys. Did you get a new Captain America chibis? No. I don't think I've done a single chibi on my page. That's another one I stay away from. What was my first car? Oh. I had a Ford Taurus. It was probably my first real car. And I had a Dodge Neon. Jazz, rock, or both. I love music, mostly around my. Your pool is green unless you got your pump fixed. I love all music. I think music sets a mood. I think music sets a mood. Oh my God, he did it! Gibby's looking for his. How many Type 2s SDs have you sold so far? Almost 400. Almost 400. So the jazz rock question is a good one. I love music. I think it sets a mood, mostly around the house. I listen to high energy stuff like EDM. But I love jazz if I'm just in a lounging mood, and relaxing. Jazz is great. Rock is good too sometimes. Probably, yeah. Jazz is like dinner music. You're sitting down, you're just kind of chilling. 76 Chevy Nova, nice. Ryan, I have some on the way Thursday or Friday. I have just a tube. I'm getting like a tube here and there. I never lounge. Ryan knows me. I'm pretty much go. Let's go. Let's see. Jammed out with my dentist to some Pearl Jam, getting teeth pulled. Oh, Charlie Mack. It's like pulling teeth. I wish I'd known Silverport. I had a couple last week. Yeah. Silverport, I got them. They'll be in tomorrow, the next day. Smash that like button for me, guys. I really appreciate you guys joining me. Thank you. Check out Aaron's YouTube page also. Aaron, which YouTube page do you want people to follow? What do you think a lot of the large dealers adding 10-ounce bars on eBay for such a good deal in the last few days before the spot dropped again? Premiums have literally come down in the last week, which it becomes difficult sometimes for a small dealer like myself, for example. So all the stuff I got last week, I paid $3-4 more than I can get it for this week, and I have to figure out how to absorb that. That's part of what I have to do, right? Good to see you, Aaron. I think they're being incentivized by eBay. I think the eBay model is failing. Long term, it's failing. The Moffat one. Okay. Any new surprise items coming? Well, we have the 2-ounce PAMP Chakra coming up. I'll probably line that up this week and do a post pre-sale. So we got a PAMP piece coming out soon, sure. I have a bunch of beautiful MS69 slabs coming in that we're going to be able to do at a really nice price. First Strikes, PCGS flag label, backdates 2007 and prior. So, oh yeah, line up the Chakra. Lion's not released yet. Oh, well, I would say so, Frank. I'll give anybody a buffalo for an eagle all day, every day. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. I try to, sometimes it's really hard, but I try to really take the time to source things I think are going to be fun for people, and while mixing in value on the Buffalo side, for example, government bullion side, for example, the numismatic side. Like once in a while, like you guys saw that I was just doing the ancients, the Widowmite. I think it's a great piece. NGC graded fine. These pieces are sick. 2,000 plus years old. Tommy, thanks again for picking up IG Gold Club names. Man, that helped so much today. Absolutely. We're going to do a little giveaway just for the people in the IG Gold Club because I'm grateful for their support. And hopefully we'll have something good this week. It's Guido Stacking says Guido Stacking IO 100 billion stacker. Oh, Guido Stacking's in here. Oh, hey, what's up, Guido Stacking? There's another great YouTube channel. Man, check him out. He does great stuff for sure. IO. Hey. All right. Are those MS69 slabs coming to the Slab Club? I don't know. Here's the problem, right? I need to have enough of a margin on something to be able to to be able to offer a discount through the Slab Club. On these MS69s, I'm probably not going to have much of a margin. I'm getting them fairly cheap. I'm going to sell them fairly cheap. For a slabs coin, absolutely. So we'll see. Hey, what about the YouTube club in here? Do a raffle in here. Yeah, it's a little tricky for me because I don't know everybody's names and stuff. So it gets a little tricky, Todd. Good to see you, man. How you been, brother? I love those pictures you sent me. Guido's stacking for sure. Jesse, I love you too, man. Always, man. Chris Laverso, the new Millennium Falcon coin. Are you staying away from that one? The problem, I can get them. The problem I have with those really high-end pieces is that they're hard to move, right? There's only so many people that are going to spend so much money for coins. And when I try to get them, because they can be potentially high profit items from a business perspective, but what I prefer is when I can have 10 of something, 15 of something, 20 of something, even if I pay a little bit more and make a little bit less of a margin on, like the Flash. I did okay on the Flash. I didn't kill it, but when you sell 25 of something, and you're making a 15% to 18% profit margin, you're doing great. And then you're selling 25 of them. That's sort of like when I look at the high end stuff, I really try to think about how many of something can I sell. I hope she's okay. I hope she's okay. But guys, you missed the flash. It went in a flash. Volume is key. And certainly the balance between volume and profit. I don't want to sell 1 million of something and make $1 on it because it would take me 10 years to fulfill. I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's a lot of work to do the fulfillment, for sure. Chris Laverso, I love you, man. Silver Trident Metal, Silver Port, MG11 coins, the gold color. Oh, yeah. Love you, brother. Thanks, Todd. Yep. You did get the last one. Sisters fight. Hey, I'm the youngest of 6 boys. Youngest of 6 boys and a girl. There's 7 children in my family. 6 boys. We fight. We fought growing up. You missed a flash. I wish I had more, brother. Sorry. We sold 25 and they lasted a couple hours. It took a couple hours to sell. But I love you guys. If I get any more, I'll try. I'll try. So I love you guys. We're going to call it a night unless you have any other questions. I hope it gave a little glimpse into perspective. Sometimes, what I'm seeking to do is give you perspective, to let you think a little bit about the world at large, the bigger world, if you will. Austin, definitely, without a doubt, Libertads. I love them to death. I'm sorry, Will. You got a question. What's your question, brother? I love you too, brother. Trust me. Definitely love you. What's your question, Charlie Mack? And then we'll call it a night. What does Charlie Mack have to say? What does he have to say? Silver stacking T2 slab. Jesse, a silver degenerate MS70. Is that what you're talking about? You got younger stackers via social media. How do you get older demographic? People get older. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Please clarify. Please clarify, because I think I know what you mean, but I want you to articulate a little bit better, Charlie. You get younger stackers via social media. How do you get older demographics? How do you reach out to attract those who don't have? Ah, gotcha. So, well, those who don't have social media, look, there's old school lists, there's phone lists, there's email lists that you can buy, and of course, just e-commerce is based on search engine optimization. So that would be the traditional ways. IG Gold Club member cards. That's funny. Word of mouth for sure. Mark, stop. Go to the bingo halls. Yeah. Oh boy, here we go. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. The senior centers. How you stacking at the senior center? Oh, that's funny. Yep. All right, guys, what you got for me? That's it. All right. I love you guys. Dianellis, will do, darling. Will do. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. And tomorrow night, do auction night. Secret. I don't have a partner yet. I don't have a partner yet for tomorrow night. Hit me up. And how you stacking? Have a good night, guys. I'm going to get some rest. Good night. I can see without glasses.